How you doing, guys? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. I'm working on knife number 7 right now. Actually, today is my birthday, and my wife asked me what I'd like to do for my birthday, and I said I'd like to forge a knife. So that's what I'm doing. I'm forging a knife. I'm not going to finish it. I'm just going to forge it. I have a gentleman that wants one of these knives, another one of these knives. This will be the second one that I've actually sold. And I figured I'd get on it and at least ways to get it forged out. I kind of enjoy messing around here in the garage, playing with the forge. It's getting better and better every time I use it. So, a little tough getting the fire going. I always have a hard time getting it going, but I noticed if I cleaned it out all the way down to where the air vent is and started from the bottom up, I get a pretty good fire. So it's taking a little while, but we're working on it, and I'm going to get her forged out. That's my project for the day. The least way to get this knife forged out. I'll probably show you guys the whole process on this knife, but not a lot of the forging. I'm still learning on the forge. The anvil, I'm not real great at it, but I can forge a knife. So that is pretty cool, to take something and make something worth nothing and make something out of it. You know, all I'm using is bits and pieces of leaf spring. This is off of I think a small boat trailer, and it seems if I cut them in half and make the short pieces or the skinny pieces, they make a pretty good little hunting knife. So we'll get this one forged out. Like I said, I'm trying to get it hot. I think these brake drums are pretty good for what we use them for, but your fire actually has to be high in there in order to get your metal to go all the way through, so you can forge out the handle and the blade. Forge seems to be working pretty good, actually. I'm learning more and more about my forge, on how to get it started, how to keep it burning, you know, how high I need my fire. The damper has worked out great. When I'm done and I'm not doing anymore, I just shut everything down, all the air goes off. I still get to keep some of my coals. So we'll get it done. I'll try to show you a little bit as I go. Now the guy I'm making this handle for, this knife, he's got a big hand, so I need to make sure I have a decent length on my handle. I can always cut it off. Now if you guys hear the noise in the background, that is a fan blowing. It's sucking out the exhaust or anything that comes into my shop here. It's sucking the fumes out. I hope you can hear me. I apologize for the noise, but I'd rather you hear a little noise than me die from these fumes. So That's what we're looking for. Now all I gotta do is grind, grind, grind. Alright, I got it forged out and I just sanded the heck out of it with the belt sander, and I got it down pretty decent. I think it's ready to go ahead and start mounting my handle on. And like I said, the handle is for a huge guy. I mean, this guy's got a big hand and he's never held a knife in his hand that actually fit his hand. So we're hoping that this knife will fit his hand well. So right now I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes in the handle and get some black walnut cut up and get it mounted on there. I'm still using that old piece of black walnut I cut back over the hill. I cut a log out of that and cut me a chunk. And that's the wood I'm going to use. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can get some more chunks off of there. About the size of my knife handle. And we'll get her mounted on there. Well, I got the two pieces cut and drilled for the handle. And what I do is I put the pins in it and I round off this edge here because it's hard to sand up by the blade. So I go ahead and round them off just a little bit. I mean, we'll finish sanding them up once we get them on there and ready to grind the handle down. But right now I'm going to go ahead and mix up the epoxy and get this thing on here. Now I always take a little bit of rubbing alcohol because I use a cutting oil to drill the holes. So I use a little bit of alcohol to clean it up so I don't have any oils on there. And you could actually rub a little bit over your wood too if you wanted to. But this is a two-part epoxy. We'll just go ahead and squeeze it in here, get it mixed up. We'll get this guy put together. Get it to come out here. You just want to put an equal amount of both of them in here. And try to make sure you have enough. And I think that'll be more than enough to do what I need to do. So we'll go ahead and mix this up. I'm going to start getting some little popsicle sticks to mix this. I think it would be better than using my screwdrivers. This is, I don't know, it might take about 5 minutes to set up, but I try to go as quick as I can with it. Okay, I marked like A, inside A, and I know I have a 7 marked because this is the 7th knife, so I put that one on there. I'm going to go ahead and get this nice layer of this epoxy on everything. I usually put a bit on the wood part, and then I'll put some on the metal part too. I mean, if you get too much, it's not going to hurt because it'll sand off. It does make a little bit of a mess. Then I'm going to take one of my pins and I'll put some on the end of my pen and shove it down in there. That little hammer sure works out pretty nice. So we'll go with our next pin. A little bit on the end of it. Find our hole. Find the hole. There it is. Okay, do our next pin. I'm going to do 3 pins in this handle because it's pretty big. A lot of people probably put even more than that. I'm not sure. This little table ain't the greatest to beat on, but we'll make it work. Now we're going to go ahead and put some on this side. Put a little bit on our pins. Now we'll put some on our wood. Once we get this together, we'll stick this in a vise and leave it set for 24 hours. And we'll clamp that in the vise, and that should be pretty good. Okay, this handle's been set up for a good while now, quite a few hours. I'm going to take a piece of cardboard and lay it over that blade, and then I'm going to tape it on there. I'm worried about hitting it with the sandpaper, so I'm just going to take some of this tape, see if I can tape this thing, just to kind of protect my knife itself from the sanding. This should help out, and plus it'll help me keep from getting cut, because these things, even though I don't sharpen it, you can still shave with this knife. It's pretty sharp. Then when it's all said and done, I'll just pull the tape and the cardboard back off, and we'll clean that blade at one more time, and we should have a good knife here ready to go. Alright, I think this knife is ready for a good coat of clear. This is the black walnut that we've been using on the other knives. I really like this black walnut. It's pretty cool. And it's got a real pretty look. We're going to put real thin layers on this thing, as many as we can, till we get it looking really nice. These knives, you know, everything I've made so far had a pretty high gloss shine to it. Eventually we'll start doing some satin, so maybe even just some linseed oil or different things like that. But right now these knives, I'm just making them as somebody wants them, and I think they're turning out pretty good. But I want to really learn how to make the sheaths, and I'm working on right now trying to get the tools. Seems to me like they're pretty expensive, the tools are, so I'm going to work on it slowly, but eventually I'll get all my tools and I'll be able to make sheaths for these, and they'll have a complete knife with a sheath, you know. I mean, I just wish that I had the tools and the leather to go ahead and start making them, but I just don't have the money right now to buy all the tools. Okay, we're going to let this thing set up. That's going to be a pretty handle on that one. That's going to look really good. We're going to start doing some different knives. I'm going to start doing a different style knife. I don't know much about knives, but this is what I know how to make right now. We kind of changed the handle up on it a little bit, and the blade's still basically the same, but I'm going to be changing the blade a little bit too, I think. So our next knife should be a little different knife than this one here. But that's a look at the handle, and quite a few more coats, and we'll have a nice knife. Well, I wanted to show you guys the knife. It is all finished now, and I think it turned out really nice. Turned out great. It's really a nice knife, and like I said, this knife here was custom made for a friend of mine. He has some huge hands, so I made the handle actually a lot bigger. If you notice my fingers, he's got a really big hand, so I made him a nice custom knife. You know, I'm kind of amazed that you can take something like this and that turns out to that. It's really something. I mean, that is actually the other half of this leaf spring is right here. And after you get done beating it out, it kind of makes it longer and wider, but this knife is made from the other half of this leaf spring. And then there's what I got the handle out of. So that was that old piece of walnut I cut back over the hill. Piece of free walnut. I just cut the piece out, an old piece of tree back there. And then I got a couple dowels in it, a few dowels in the handle, and I got some epoxy. And we end up with a fairly nice looking knife, I think. I mean, each one I think I make, it turns out better and better. Well guys, I wanted to tell everybody, thanks for watching my video. On the number 7 knife, that's number 6, I haven't got it done yet, but somebody requested this knife, so I went ahead and built it first. I'd like to tell everybody thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Until next time.